Danish cycle novels like The Dispossessed and I think Left Hand of Darkness. And there's a lot of cool art. There are a lot of cool cover art pieces from those novels, like this artist Alex Abel. But now, when you look at the covers for the recently published editions from maybe the past 10, 15 years, it's almost like what they call God, what do they call it? They call it something corporate. I forget. It's called something corporate. I forget the exact title, but it is very kind of flat and very two-dimensional. And it almost looks like you're looking at a brochure for a health insurance company. You know what I mean? And it's just not. So it's like it's nice when people are like, "Oh, I remember this," and it just kind of brought back all these nostalgic feelings. So
Art is nice. Art is nice. Yeah, like they when they redo, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of when they redo editions and do like a minimalist version of the artwork or like a deconstructed version of the art. Like that's cool for like a poster, but for like the actual book, like I want a dragon on this thing, or I want an alien monolith on this thing. That's what I want to be looking at.
Yeah, I want a steel dragon with a guy firing at it with a machine gun. You know what I mean? That's what I want.
Yeah, I'm not gonna wear a T-shirt with like the silhouette of a sword or something, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever it is.
It's so annoying because like all that is just because they realize they can save money on only printing 3 colors.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like that's the those whack book covers exist. That's it.
That's actually makes a lot of sense too, man. And I know this is like, I know the audience can't see this, but I have Omni magazine covers, that are like insane, that somebody sent me on Twitter. They sent me like 12 copies of this that are like from 1970 to 1980 something.
Oh man,
awesome.
These are like very in range, like if you go on eBay, but I just love flipping through them from the art, man. So we need to bring that back, man. That's why AI is a death knell of creativity, and artistry.
Yeah, it's funny because all that shit, all that 70s stuff that you're talking about, just like huge like books of artwork, those aren't digitized anyway. Like AI isn't even able to pull from that shit anyway. It's we're just stuck with human imagination, folks. That's what we got. We might as well use it.
They weren't able to until somebody decided to make their Twitter feed just a buffet table for AI. Wow.
Yeah. No, I loved like the artwork books growing up. Like I had the Star Wars essential guides to ships and things like that, and essential guides to alien species. And I loved looking at the diagram and like, trying to draw, like I want to draw this wolf alien, or I want to draw this TIE fighter or whatever. Love that stuff.
I know exactly what you're talking about, man. I know I don't want to run in too long because I could talk about this shit all day, but Wayne Barlow actually, he's known for doing these, extraterrestrial, I guess it's called speculative evolution, how animals and organisms would look like, into the far future on Earth, or how alien species would look. And I just remember as a kid, and he also did a lot of dinosaur illustrations in the 90s.
I have Ani got me his guide to extraterrestrials.
Yes, that's the one I'm talking about, dude. I remember flipping through that as a kid where, I would it was in the 90s where I was sitting in the shaft of a sunbeam on this carpeted floor in the library, and just flipping through it until my dad came and picked me up instead of doing homework. And I don't know, nostalgia can be very whitewashed and insidious, but I don't know, I like art, man, so
art's good. Yeah.
Art is good.
Art's good. Most of like the nostalgic fascism, I think, comes from like commercial advertisements. So I don't think that, I think we're safe like looking at actual art. I think we're fine.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I don't know. Just I want to start off this episode. As we know, supposed acts of terrorism and vandalism and just scary acts of violence against Tesla dealerships. People are leaving mean notes on Tesla drivers' cars. I just saw Larry Elder post about a note his friend got on his car. That was like a pre-printed Tesla, like anti-Tesla fake ticket. That was like, you are guilty of increased racism. Whatever.
You are a Nazi. Like just get like key a swastika into like their car door or something like that.
Driving fascist in a lib dem zone at best. Stuff like that. And I just want to say, I find it a little suspicious that we have the man, the bureaucrat, the billionaire next to our president, dismantling the government, getting to decide that anyone who doesn't like his cars are terrorists.
Right.
And then suddenly we have seemingly real acts of arson and terror happening across the country, while this administration is like renditioning people to El Salvadorian prisons and other detention centers without trial, without even consideration for legal status or evidence or anything like that. And I just want to say, you know, I don't like to toot my own horn too often, but I was calling this false flag shit back on March 18th. KWTX on Facebook posted Tesla vehicles targeted, set on fire at service center. And the comments are all, of course, like, we need to kill Democrats.
Yep. Yep.
But I keenly observed that somebody might have an interest in these cars burning. And I did post false flag, follow the plan.
I mean,
study the comments. And this is the comment that I want us to study, was from Thien, who says, battery's just blown up by itself. Try not to drive them to reduce risks. Simple.
So this is just a car that's going to sit in your driveway, like the same way that I have like this Star Trek ship that someone sent me from Twitter, but it's just a model sitting on like my chest of drawers. You know, you want it to just sit in your driveway.